Welcome to Munduk!
Everyone flies into Bali for Canggu and Ubud, but we drove 2 hours north to explore Munduk. This is a side of Bali that feels like a completely different island.
Think cold air, fog, waterfalls, and views like this. We spent 2 days in Munduk, and this is exactly how we spent it and why it should be on your list too. We just got our tickets for the temple. There's 2 prices, one for Indonesian, which is I think 25,000, and then for foreigners, it's 100,000.
Hello, we are currently at Ulun Danu Beratan Temple in central Bali. It's also called the Floating Temple, which is it's pretty obvious why it's called that, with the gorgeous floating temple in the middle of a mountain lake 1,200 meters above sea level. It's so stunning here, mist everywhere, clouds everywhere. It's almost mystical, I would say.
It's a Hindu-Buddhist temple that was founded in the 17th century. And it's just like your postcard view of Bali. Like you have to come here when you come to Bali. Considering how many tour buses and vans there were in the parking lot outside, it really isn't as crowded or busy as we thought it was going to be. When we saw all the vans, we were really worried that it was going to be like really too many people to enjoy the temple, but it's quite chill. There's lots of space to see it, and you can just walk around and enjoy it. There's some peaceful gardens as well. So
We were just walking over here and noticed this couple with beautiful Balinese traditional outfits, and we're like, oh, is someone getting married? But then turns out you can just rent the costumes and then get like a really nice photo there with the mountain and lake view. You can choose from all these options. Besides the temple, there's like a beautiful garden that you can explore. We also saw a kids zoo. I don't know what they have in there. Maybe just like some fish or something like that. We also saw a restaurant that you can eat at if you're interested, but we're probably gonna go somewhere else right now. It's so dusty on the roads in Bali, so this is the hack you need. We just found something on the side of the road. We finally made it to Munduk.
yeah, we're at like 1,500 meters above sea level, which is crazy because it only took us like an hour and a half to get here, and we were just at the ocean.
We were steadily climbing the whole drive up. We actually did this drive once before, 4 years ago, on a pretty crappy motorbike, and that was not a fun drive, but it was much nicer on an NMAX, which I think is 155cc,
Yeah.
which is probably what the minimum you'll want if you are 2 people on a bike.
We're at a place called Noord Cafe. It's a really highly reviewed cafe up near the Twin Lakes in Munduk. So behind us, you can't see it from this view, but behind us is 2 lakes that are like right next to each other. And we're just on like a little mountain above those. But the view we're looking at now,
It's so stunning.
so amazing. You can see all the way down almost to the ocean of North Bali, where like Lovina and Singaraja is. On a clear day, you can't quite see it right now, but on a clear day, just way down there where the little town is the ocean. That's Lovina. It only takes about an hour to get there from where we are now. But it's so crazy how high we are and how easy it is to see. Pretty cold because we're so high up, so we're gonna put on some jackets for the drive.
We made it to Sekumpul Waterfall, which is one of the most popular waterfalls in all of Bali.
I think it's correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the biggest in Bali. We're really excited to see it. It's super famous, massive waterfall. So there's a lot of controversy about the tickets and the entry and registration for Sekumpul. It's a bit confusing, and if you look at reviews online, a lot of people paid up to 400,000 or even more.
If not more. On the drive here, we saw a lot of ticket booths. Official ticket booths, they even say, even on Google Maps. So we almost pulled over a couple of times, but then we realized we were so far from the waterfall, so we continued. Basically, you want to keep driving until you see this sign. Glimpses. Welcome to Sekumpul Waterfall.
Such a stunning waterfall. Like, I don't know, might be one of the best waterfalls I've ever seen.
Just wanted to give a quick photography tip. I know everyone says to come early in the morning, and it is true, in the morning there will be fewer people. So in that sense, it is nice to photograph. However, in the afternoon, you get the better lighting. So pick your poison, I guess.
So now we're at Hanging Restaurant, which is I think it's the restaurant with like, the only real restaurant with a really good view of the waterfall. So we're gonna chill here, get a good view, maybe fly the drone a little bit and just soak it all in.
This waterfall has been on my bucket list for so freaking long. I can't believe I'm actually finally here. It's so pretty. Totally lives up to all the Instagram hype that it's been getting. Very great start to our journey in Munduk.
So we didn't opt to take the waterfall hike down just because we're doing so many other hikes in the next few days, and we just thought we'd just enjoy it from above at the cafe. That said, it is definitely more expensive than the other waterfalls, but you are supporting the local community. You'll pay for a guide who's from this area who will take you down to the waterfall and explain some things to you and show you a lot of different things. But I do think it's worth it. I think and also you're supporting the local community.
We finally made it to our accommodation and we're so pleased, and I'll show you why in a second. This is our room. It's incredibly simple, just a bed, a desk, and a bathroom. Honestly, you would think at first glance, nothing really special, but then you turn around and you see this view. And we came just in time for sunset as well, so we're just gonna sit out here with our tea, maybe ask the staff to start the fire for us because we've got a tiny little fireplace right here as well. It's gonna be so beautiful. This place, I believe, was $20, $30, something like that for the night, which I think is incredibly good value. One thing to note though, they don't have AC, so if you can't sleep without AC, that's something to keep in mind, but it is much cooler here in Munduk than it is down by the coast, or even in Ubud. This is a small family-owned place. They've got a warung that's attached to this homestay as well. There's only 3 cabins, so there's 2 more right next to us. I think we're the only guests tonight, so it'll be quite intimate and so lovely.
We're looking at this mountain over there in the distance, and you can see where the ocean is, and then there's another mountain like past the ocean, and we realize that that's actually the island of Java, where Jakarta is. It's like pretty far. It's like 50 kilometers away. Pretty cool. Also, that sunset is insane. Wow.
Good morning. We're right now at the start of the trek for the Munduk Waterfalls trail. We're super excited.
It's a little bit confusing to find, but you just walk up to
Melanting Homestay, I think.
Yeah, you walk up to Melanting Homestay, and then there's a little trail. It's not very well marked, but once you go along the trail for a little bit, you'll find signs that point to Red Coral Waterfall, and that's how you know you're going the right way. There it is. We can go now. Just kidding. Literally 5 minutes into the trail and we already came to our first waterfall, which I think you can hear in the background. Melanting Waterfall. So that's the first one we came to. So let's see how it is. It's a lot of stairs.
Why am I so out of breath?
Elevation, I think.
Okay, so we just visited Melanting Waterfall, which was the first one on this trek.
Not a single other person, which was nice.
Yeah, it was nice to just enjoy the water flowing. Some people had stacked rocks. So we did a little bit of that, added our tiny little contributions to the rock stacks as well. The nice thing about hiking in Asia is that you are never really fully alone, in the sense that you can find amenities like this warung. It's great because if you're feeling snacky, want a drink or something like that, you can always stop at one of these little stalls for whatever you need.
So we finally found a sign. At first we were just kind of guessing which way we're going, but we finally figured out what we do. So basically, we'll pop a map on the screen, but we came from our homestay, basically came down into the middle of the trek and stopped at Melanting Waterfall. And then now we are on the main waterfall trek path, which goes to Munduk/Red Coral Waterfall, which is about 150 meters that way. And then we come back this way and go down to Labuhan, Kebo, and Melanting Waterfall. Those are the furthest ones. Melanting, I think, is the biggest one on the trek, but also the most difficult. so we just paid entry for the Red Coral / Munduk Waterfall. You do have to pay entry to every separate waterfall. The little local village has like a ticket booth. This one's the most expensive one. It was $45,000 per person, so still not that bad, just a few dollars. The other ones I think are all around 20. We're at the waterfall now, so let's go check it out.
We've actually been to Munduk once before, but we like the area, but we weren't sure which waterfalls we had hit because something pretty traumatic happened to us on that trip, as in I burned the shit out of my legs. That's a story for another time. But we couldn't figure out which waterfalls we had. I think we'd been to 2 of them. And we just arrived at this one, which is probably the most popular one on this waterfall trek. A lot of people come even without doing the trek. They just come straight to this waterfall and then leave, which is what we did last time, apparently, because we've actually been here before. I'm gonna insert a photo because, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this waterfall. And that was, what, like 4 years ago? Insane. It's just as beautiful. In fact, I feel like I'm appreciating it a lot more now than I was back then. Also, side note, I think we came here just in time because when we arrived there was nobody, and now look. If you don't feel super comfortable doing this trek yourself, there is an option to do it with a tour. We just saw a sign for one. They'll take you on this jungle trek to see all the waterfalls that we're seeing today, as well as Banyumala Waterfall, which is supposed to be incredibly impressive as well. There's also a canoeing involved, I believe.
It's cool. It's not really what we expected. Like, you are basically just walking through like these little villages along the trail. So instead of just walking along a trail between the waterfalls, it's like you'll be on a trail for a little bit and then you're in a village and there's like little restaurants and little local houses and you can buy some of the spices. I think they grow a lot of vanilla and cloves. Also tons of coffee comes from this region, so you can buy all of that from like the little local villages, which is quite cool. Yeah, it's a really cool vibe. It's a nice mix. You really get to like experience the culture and the nature at the same time.
There's a ton of very cute warangs and cafes on the trail, and we were wondering if we should stop for like a Coke and a coffee. And we stumbled upon this one. It looked like it was gonna have a really good view.
It definitely does. Amazing view. Coffee's actually really good. Oftentimes when you're in rural Bali, in the small villages and warangs, the type of coffee they give you is Bali coffee, they call it, which is just like, it's essentially like filter coffee but without the filter. Like they put grounds in a cup, they put hot water, and then you wait for the grounds to settle at the bottom of the cup and then you drink it. And a lot of people don't like it because if you drink it too fast, you'll get the grounds in your mouth, or if you drink all the way to the bottom of the cup, you'll get grounds in your mouth. But honestly, it's pretty good. And here, because we're in the coffee region, and my assumption is that this coffee comes from the local farm that either this family owns or one in the village. Okay, we're walking down to our, what is this, number 3?
Yeah.
Our third waterfall, which is Labuhan Kebo. Definitely some steep stairs for this one. It's so powerful! Literally like blowing me away. Yeah. Woo! I don't know how good the footage is gonna be because there's so much water blowing on the camera right now. I don't think my videos are gonna do it justice, but this is such a nice waterfall. This is probably my favorite one so far.
I got a little muddy. I thought a giant thing of mud was a rock.
So we learned this when we were in Colombia a few years ago, but they often will grow coffee plants right next to banana plants or plantain plants because it helps enhance the flavor of the coffee, I believe. So here we're also seeing it. There's a bunch of little coffee plants here growing with the bananas, and it's supposed to make the coffee taste better. We're currently hiking down to Melanting Waterfall, and it's definitely going to be a rough climb up because we've been walking downstairs for like 15 minutes already, and we still aren't at the waterfall. The way up is going to be pretty brutal, especially now that it's midday, and it's definitely getting a lot more hot and humid in Munduk.
Wow!
Wow, that's so big!
We are now back at the warung that we were at earlier with amazing view just because we heard the food was amazing. We had a peek at the reviews and we were like, okay, maybe we'll go back for lunch.
We were hiking back up the waterfall trail and we're so sweaty and so tired and we're like, yeah, we need to eat. Yep. So we stopped here because it looked tasty.
Got myself a Coke, not zero.
I got myself a giant coconut.
And they're cooking us lunch right now. We ordered maybe too much food, maybe not. We'll see.
No such thing as too much food.
We just got our food.
I would definitely say if you're coming to Bali and you're looking to get off the beaten path and explore a side of Bali that a lot of people don't see, I would definitely recommend coming to Munduk. It's amazing. It's much less crowded than Ubud or Canggu. Despite all the sweating we did climbing up that waterfall, it's also a lot less hot than a lot of the other areas of Bali, so it's more cool.
Yeah, it's quite nice to be away from the heat for a little bit. Thanks so much for watching, and it would mean the absolute world to us if you gave this video a big thumbs up and click on that subscribe button.
This is only part 2 of our adventures in Bali and Indonesia, and there's so much more to come, so we'd love for you to follow along.